High school football is back. So glad you're with us looking at another matchup taking place on Saturday at the Handley Bowl as the Handley Judges host the Musselman Appleman. Now joining me, the head coach of the Handley Judges, Jake Smith. And Coach, it's been a while since the last time we speak on one of your opening days of camp. Since then, you've been through two scrimmages and getting ready for a game week, obviously. Just take me through what growth, what improvement you've seen out of this Judges team from the opening days of camp up until now.
Yeah, I think our kids did a good job coming into camp and being in shape, number one. And I thought that held true, for the remainder of camp. I thought we had two good outings in our scrimmages against Washington out of West Virginia and then Riverside out of Loudoun County. I think from an offensive perspective, we were able to execute pretty well in both of those scrimmages. And then defensively, we were able to limit explosive plays and sort of kind of keep things in check in the passing game, which was a nice thing to see. And special teams wise, we got some of those in, and we're able to kick a 40-yard field goal in a scrimmage, which was a good sign, in our kicking game. And I really believe in the aspect of special teams, but specifically this year, and we have three good kickers, and Josh Newcomb, taking most of the field goal and extra point stuff, on Axel taking care of kickoffs, and now Jackson Justice will be punting for us. And so all three of those guys are soccer players and have strong legs, and that's something we're really excited about this year.
So just looking at your scrimmages, sort of what did you evaluate? What are you looking to see from your scrimmages that maybe you want to improve on, expand on more going into your regular season coming up on Saturday?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, we want to try to establish a line of scrimmage. And for the most part, I thought we did a pretty good job with that. What I would like to see us, do on Saturday is just play cleaner than what we did in the scrimmages. We're still making some mistakes, very simplistic things that I think we should have fixed, but I would like to see us play a complete and full game on Saturday.
So looking, you mentioned establishing the line of scrimmage. I would imagine that it's maybe pretty easy to do with a guy like Jaquan Offit up there at the line who just committed to Wake Forest and a bunch of other experience with his brother up there as well. But having that offensive line up there to start must be huge for that offense in your mind. Am I on the right track there?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, the left side of our line and Jay Sean and Jake Juan, they're brothers. One's a senior and one's a junior. They played every game for us last year. They're really physical. They move really well. And they do a great job. But also, Ivan Membrino and Tyler Davis have been doing a great job at the center position, making sure that we get clean snaps on a regular basis. And then Xavier Lee, again, he started for us last year, has now moved to guard, has done an outstanding job. And, Matt Bosshard, again, who was another starter for us last year, rounding out at right tackle. And so those five guys do a really good job up front. And they have a lot of experience behind them, and they're very big. This is the biggest offensive line I've ever had in coaching. And then, you add in at the tight end position, Zaquan Williams, who's a 225-pound kid, and mixing in there is, JoJo Johnson. So you now have two really good athletes at the tight end position as well. So those front five and really, front six are the most important part of our offense.
And at your skill, obviously, you have a Hassan Akanbi back as a valuable weapon on offense as well. How does that have to have some of those skill guys back in those positions for you as well?
Oh yeah, Hassan's a special kid, extremely explosive. He's a hard worker. He changed his body. We're looking forward to seeing him take carries this year and kind of be the sole proprietor in the backfield. And all of those receivers are returners. The only loss there was Braylon Miller, but really all those guys had game experience as well. So having those things really kind of makes you feel a little bit more comfortable heading into your early weeks.
In defensively, last year, a pretty strong defense from Handley, from what I've seen. JoJo Johnson back on the defensive side of the football as well. What have you seen, like honing in some key players defensively that could stand out for you all as well?
Yeah, I think Carson Green does a good job up front. And we do a heavy rotation through the defensive line. And so you'll see Jay Sean and Jaquan in there as well as, some Matt Bosshart and potentially, even some Joey Cooper and Xavier Lee. Yeah, but everything starts up front. Those guys will do outstanding for us. JoJo's the heart and soul of our defense. I mean, I think he's playing really good football right now. Playing really fast, very physical. He's running sideline to sideline and doing just a lot of things that you can't teach. And that's a testament to him and how he's worked and how he's changed his body. And our secondary, I think, is well experienced and seasoned now. Pat Burks in year 2 and Gavin Williams in year 2 and Rylan Stribling in year 2. And between the three of those guys, they were responsible for 10 interceptions last year. And so they have a nose for the football and are able to find it regularly, and having a year of experience under their belt only helps them gain more confidence.
So looking to this matchup, hosting Musselman on Saturday afternoon at the Handley Bowl, just take me through. And I know week 1 there are a lot of variables that you might not know about another team, coach, but from what you have seen, what are you sort of looking to do offensively and defensively for Handley to try to get the victory on Saturday?
Yeah, as far as personnel and players and things of that nature, it's really difficult in scrimmage film because they don't really have any numbers or anything like that. But offensively, they run a single wing now, and so it's a unique offense. It's very different and something you only see once or twice a year. They're going to be physical. They're going to be disciplined. Coach Thomas does a great job up there. He always gets the most out of what he has. And I have no doubt about that on Saturday that they're going to be very well prepared and well coached, and they're going to play hard for 4 quarters. Defensively, same kind of thing as far as discipline and being well coached. But they're going to put a lot of guys in the box, and that's what at least they've shown to do on film and play a lot of man coverage. And so we're just going to make sure we need to get a hat on a hat and can generate some explosive plays in the passing game. And those opportunities will be there. We just have to make them.
So last but not least, obviously with Metzger graduating, you have brought in 3 quarterbacks, a battle for the quarterback position. Just what can you tell me? Because I know at camp you weren't ready to make that decision. And just looking at your quarterback room, how do you think they've grown so far through this transition from camp into the scrimmages? Because more than likely there's only one starter, but I would imagine having a core group of quarterbacks to support one another is a great thing for the program.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I think all 3 of those guys have done a great job throughout camp, competing with one another in a positive manner. They've done an excellent job of learning our system and being able to execute it at a high level. Scrimmage wise, I think we did some really good things offensively, and that's a testament of all 3 of those guys. And moving forward, Saturday, we'll have a guy there in that one position. But we'll hold off Saturday just so you guys you'll find out then.
Absolutely. We won't push the envelope there, coach. If you're not ready, that is perfectly fine. Once again, the head coach of the Handley Judges, Jake Smith, as Handley hosts Musselman. Coach, always a pleasure, sir. Thanks for your time. Looking forward to working with you all season.
Yep, thanks for having me.